Governor's Council. At this time, I'd like to introduce my colleagues on the Governor's Council, beginning with Councilor Carol Viola, Councilor Marilyn Tito Devaney, Councilor Mary Ellen Manning, Councilor Tom Foley, and Councilor Tom Merrick. Dear Councilors, I'm pleased to nominate Honorable Ralph D. Gants to the position of Associate Justice in the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court. I submit this nomination for the advice and consent of the Executive Council pursuant to Part 2, Chapter 2 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I'm closing the nominee's resume for your convenience. Before I introduce the judge, I just want to give people who are here a little overview of how the hearing will be conducted. Judge Gants has already submitted a witness list, people who will speak based on his behalf, who will work with him in different capacities. But everyone present, if they so choose, is going to be given the opportunity to be heard on his nomination. I also want to let people know that there are index cards on the front table. If you are not already on the witness list or do wish to speak at this hearing, please print your name and address on the index card and indicate whether you'll be speaking in favor of the nomination or in opposition to the nomination. Please see that your completed index card is passed to me. Mr. George Cronin is the Executive Director of the Governor's Council, who is here in the back of the room if you have any questions during the meeting. In addition, there are also two legal pads on the table. They are available for those who do not wish to speak but would like to be recorded in either favor or in opposition to the nomination of Judge Gants. He said one pad is for supporters, the other pad is for opponents. You are encouraged to sign on the indicated pads as an alternative to speaking if you choose. As introduce the councilors, I want to give Judge Gants an opportunity to introduce himself, and I know that he has members of his family here before we begin calling some of the witnesses. Judge, welcome.
Good morning, members of the council. With me is my wife, Deborah Ramirez. To her right is my daughter, Rachel Gants, came up from college very late last night. My son, Michael Gants, who's a sophomore in high school. And in the back is my mother, Elaine Gants, who a few months ago celebrated, as Jack Benny would say, the 50th anniversary of her 39th birthday.
That there is a House caucus shortly, so I want to give an opportunity to state representatives who are here who wanted to speak on behalf of Judge Gants, beginning with the town of Lexington. Representative Jay Kaufman is here.
Thank you, Governor Murray.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Governor Murray, members of the council. It's a joy and an honor to be before you on behalf of my friend and constituent, Ralph Gants. I know that this hearing is not, nor should it be, a political process. You are here to make some judgments about Ralph Gants' intelligence, his wisdom, his judgment, his temperament. But let me tell you a small political story that speaks to those. Ralph and I have talked about many things over the years, and what comes to mind as I stand here this morning are two conversations we had, one about the reform of the courts, and the other about judicial pay. And in both of those conversations, I was struck by the homework that he had done, his ability to amass a tremendous amount of information, put it in a form that even I could understand. The way he weighed the pros and cons, the way he weighed the subtleties, the way he weighed a wealth of conflicting
years, I have seen his smart, his principled work, his impartial work a great deal during this time. He's a man that empowers those around him while doing this work, but he offers his own decisions, and he makes his own decisions. He does not put them off on anyone else. He's a person that carefully researches each and every issue that's before him in order to fully understand that issue so that he can make a decision based on fact and law, not on emotion. He is a person that has this secret of great intelligence, but a prodigious work ethic, which I'm sure you'll hear about. Something that is not too common necessarily to have both. Particularly if one is blessed with great intellect, sometimes one doesn't feel the necessity to work as hard, and yet this is a man that has both to great degrees. And yet, despite his great intelligence, he's sort of a workaday ethic. Let me go to my work, I love my job, let me do the right thing, which I think is something that we should all embody in the way that we do our jobs. And I think that it's a real testament to the way he was brought up, and I complimented Mrs. Gants. He's been given great gifts, but those gifts would be nothing without what his family must have taught him about treating people with respect and dignity, and working very hard, in many ways being humble, in many ways being simple. He's well known, he's well regarded, incredibly well regarded by the legal community, and I suggest that Judge Gants is a judge's judge. A judge that all judges either should be, would be, or wish they could be. And as a man, which I think is the greatest testament to who he is, he treats all those around him with dignity and respect. He's a great teacher, he's a great mentor, he's a great man, and he loves his family very much. There's two great loves, I think, for Ralph Gants in his life. It's his family first and foremost, and his job. And I've even seen where these two great loves in his life have caused him to make choices because of the great love that he has for each of these. And I think that just the way that he grapples with how he feels about his job, about Debbie, about Michael, and about Rachel, is a testament to a great person. He's a person that I admire a great deal. And I believe that should you decide to vote for him, which I believe that after hearing him and